even though you've not pressurized me for studies, I still get this anxiety when exams are near. And if I'm getting the anxiety without having pressure, imagine the kids with pressure from their parents to get good grades. They're going through a miserable time and they are crying at home. I'm getting calls of them literally shaking because of how scared they are. But even I'm scared, even though I don't have pressure on you, because of, how how much importance they put on getting good grades in school. Then if you get good grades, you get into a good university. If you get into a good university, you'll have a good life. So with all that pressure in my mind, it's giving me a lot of anxiety. What do you think?
So, like you yourself said, that there is a natural pressure for education to perform, to do well. Now, I want to tell parents who put even more pressure on their kids. They mean well. They think that by putting that pressure and by making sure that the kids study and work hard, they're going to excel, they're going to come first in the class, and then they're going to get a big education and a big job and a big life. All bullshit. Well, I know so many kids who are into so much of health issues, including diabetes, anxiety, depression, eczema, arthritis. Because of that stress, they're going into autoimmune diseases. And what the parents are effectively doing is not only kill the childhood of the child, but the future as well. Because they're training them for not being able to handle their stress. It's really important for parents to understand that a child should be left to be a child. That's why I've never put any kind of pressure on you to study in my life for any subject, for anything, except English, because you have to speak well, you have to be eloquent, you have to be able to understand the language, because your Vishuddhi chakra, if it's not open, you cannot communicate. And if you cannot communicate, you cannot do anything in life. So that's the only thing I put pressure on you. But apart from that, any parent who puts pressure on their child is doing their child a huge disservice. I hope parents understand that.
Yeah, because I have known a lot of my friends in childhood that have been really happy, really playful, but as they've been growing up, as they've been becoming toppers, their life has been going in a downward spiral. They've started losing friends, they've started becoming unhappy. So I've just been feeling very bad for them.
Yeah, blame the parents. So it happened in Calcutta after one workshop of mine. One lady came up to me and she said, will you please come to my school and give a lecture? I said, you have a school? She said, yeah. I said, how many students in the school? She said, about 1,000 students are there in my school. I said, I will come to your school. I will give a lecture, not to 1,000 students, to 2,000 parents. I don't want to talk to the students at all. The problem is not the students. The problem is the parents. It's what pressure they're putting on them to study, or what pressure they put on them to excel in sports, what kind of food they give them to eat at home. I have seen parents whose kids have got eczema giving their children Maggi noodles for lunch. These are educated parents, rich, well-off parents, having Aston Martins and Bentleys down on the house. Those kind of parents are giving Maggi noodles to their children who have got eczema. I have seen it with my own eyes. So I don't want to talk to kids anymore. I want to talk to the parents. That's why the first book that I wanted to release was Raising My Daughter, Successful Parenting. It's going to be the second book.